500 years before, specifically 1492, when Christopher Columbus discovered Caribbean island, there was only one form of tobacco. When we talk about cigars, we always talk about Cuba. The reason why we always talk about Cuba is the first country ever Christopher Columbus found the tobacco plants in Cuba. Tobacco has so many elements: aroma, strength, body, and a lot of flavor. So body is the richness in the smoke or the drink. What makes you feel full, what makes you feel rich in your mouth and your palate. So cigar has that body. So you have nicotine as in strength and body as in strength. Then comes the beautiful aroma. The aroma is significant for us to understand that what is it made of, what kind of fragrances you get, and in the end, the taste. The cigar is coming from a particular region, and we call it Pinal del Rio. And this region is considered as the best tobacco growing plantations in the world. The beautiful cigars like Cohiba, Trinidad, all these cigars are coming from this region. Whereas there are other cigar regions like the orange color, we call it Partido en Remedio. There is a cigar known as Jose La Pira, Quintero. These kind of cigars, this comes from that region. But premium tobacco like Hoyo de Monterrey, Partagas, Monte Cristo, Cohiba, Achupman, Trinidad, these kind of cigars comes from Pinal del Rio, a specific region, because that's considered as the world's best region for growing cigars. And this is Volta Bajo. It's like a mixture of two different mountains, and you have the plantations in between. This is how a cigar is made. Every cigar coming to you is 100% handmade. So every cigar in front of you, it has minimum 5 different kind of leaves, and coming from 2 different plants. The cigar roller, or we call them the toscadora, she will pick 3 leaves, one for the strength, one for the flavor, and one for the compression. You put it together, and you round it with a binder, and you finish with a wrapper. And that's how a cigar is made. In cigar world, the color denotes a lot, because every cigar contains a particular color. And many times, sometimes the color can make the people think it is stronger. And it's not true. It's not true. The color is important, but based on the color, you cannot say one cigar is stronger or other is lighter. For example, this is a Cohiba Robusto cigar, which is very light in color, which looks like a nice milky chocolate. Now this is a Vejeros, which is actually much more lighter than that. A Cohiba Maduro is a darker cigar than all these 3. Now, naturally, as a human mentality, we always say, oh, this is stronger because it's darker. This is how we work. Darker, stronger. That's the feeling that we have. But unfortunately, that's not happening in the cigar world. The cigar world, if the filler is strong, it is strong. If the filler is light, it is light. It does not matter. The wrapper is dark or green. This is a medium to full body. This is a medium to full body. And this is a full body. This guy is more stronger than these 2. So you cannot judge a cigar by its wrap. Starting from Claro. Claro is very light. Claro Colorado, which is a little bit more colorful than Claro. Then goes to Colorado, which is a mix-up of everything. Then goes to Colorado Maduro. That's what you saw that. And the last one is a Maduro. In Cuba, the maximum color you can find is a Maduro. To keep a cigar healthy, or to keep a cigar beautifully for longer life, you need to have 16 to 18 degree temperature, maximum 20 degree temperature, with the relative humidity. Humidity is always relative to the temperature. Relative humidity of 65 to 70%. So if you keep the temperature higher, then the humidity goes higher or lower as well. So you need to always think the temperature has to be static. The humidity, then you can play with 65 and 70. The best humidity to enjoy a cigar is a 67% humidity. Because why? When you smoke a cigar, you're literally burning a bunch of leaf. It's a lot of heat. So you cannot have a hot product in your mouth. So what the cigar does, the cigar has humidity. it has 65% of humidity. When you burn the cigar, it started to develop. When you take a puff, the cigar flavors will travel from the foot to the edge of the cigar. But if you puff it too strong, the cigar gets heat up. You don't want the cigar to get heat up. If the cigar gets heat up, you completely burning the cigar. You make sure the lighter or the flame is very far. You don't do this, okay? It should be like this. You heat it up here. You go more closer to it, you are literally killing a product. Why? Because it has humidity, it is fermented, it is still sophisticated. So when you light a cigar, once you lit and you smoke the cigar, you puff it slowly. If you puff too fast, it becomes hot. If you don't puff, it goes off. It has to be consistent interval. Humidity inside the cigar helps the cigar to feel like a radiator. So when you take a cigar and puff it, it will be a cool smoke. If you smoke slowly, it will be the most beautiful cool smoke you have. Why? Because it has water in it. It has humidity. So this is how you light a cigar. Don't press here because it's very sophisticated. It is the head of the cigar which is glued together. Don't press here either because it's the foot of the cigar you can break. It's already broken. So you press in the middle part of the cigar slowly. All what you have to do is to simply press. Oh, there are two kinds of sound. Okay, there is a sound. This is not dry. You see, I'm pressing it. It's perfect. Now the dryness is something else. So let me give you the sound of dryness. This is dryness. You feel it? That's the difference. Whereas this, there is no sound. You can still, there is a sound here which is crushing the leaves, but that's not dryness. Okay, you will be able to differentiate it. So dryness is not good. The humidity is very low. So you have to add humidity. Once the humidity is low, the cigar is not going to die. Okay, so unless you keep it in 40% humidity, of course, it will be dead. But if you are in the vicinity of 60, add some more water in the humidor. In the humidor, you have a humidifier. In the wood, you can add water, and that will help the cigar to maintain its humidity. So all the cigar has to be inside a humidor. Use a matchbox. Make sure the phosphorus part is burned. So let's say that you wanted to light a cigar, and then you make sure this part is burned. You don't want the smell. You see the phosphorus smell, and the phosphorus smell is too much. So what you do, you wait for it. Once you finish with the phosphorus, you start to rotate the cigar, and this is how you light the cigar.